The family Chantel's Karen Everett's interference and influence over her daughter might have led to Pedro's decision to divorce Chantel. Pedro Jimeno's decision to divorce Chantel stems from her similar attitude to her mother Karen. Chantel refuses to acknowledge her contribution to the breakdown of the marriage and blames Pedro for everything. Pedro accused Chantel of not supporting his career, while Chantel complained about his career taking precedence. Chantel and Karen both exhibit quick tempers and engage in confrontations. Chantel's power play over Pedro backfired, and he changed once he got out from under her control. Pedro Jimeno's decision to divorce Chantel Everett on the family Chantel might stem from her similar attitude to her mother, Karen Everett. Pedro and Chantel's quick engagement after they met indicated how deeply they felt about each other. However, the couple's relationship with Chantel's parents, Karen and Thomas, got off terribly after they lied about their engagement, telling them Pedro was on a student visa in America. After Chantel's parents discovered the truth, they accused Pedro of using their daughter for a green card, and Karen's relationship with Pedro only got worse after that. From hiring a private investigator to check out Pedro to countless altercations with Pedro and his family, Chantel's mother Karen's interference in the couple's relationship caused much more harm than good. After a contentious 7 years of marriage, Pedro filed for divorce from Chantel in May 2022, claiming their marriage was irretrievably broken. However, while Pedro is partly responsible for how his marriage turned out, Karen's influence over Chantel also plays a part in the divorce. Chantel Everett is blaming Pedro for everything, just like Karen did. The signs of Chantel and Pedro's eventual divorce were evident early in the marriage. However, Chantel has refused to acknowledge her contribution to the breakdown of her marriage, but has instead placed all the blame on Pedro. Pedro accused Chantel of her refusal to support his real estate career, which allowed him to meet new people and also made him stay out longer. Chantel complained that Pedro's career had taken prominence over his value for their marriage. Chantel's complaints were similar to those of her mother, Karen, who accused Pedro of marrying Chantel to get a green card and an opportunity to make some American dollars. Chantel Everett is losing her temper. Karen's a hothead. Since Karen's introduction on 90 Day Fiancé Season 4 and then The Family Chantel, fans have come to see and recognize her quick temper. Karen never seems to shy away from confrontations, evidenced by how she ended up holding Pedro's sister, Nicole's weave, after a family altercation before she later threatened Pedro's mother, Lydia Morel, with having a death wish for trying to touch her wig. While Chantel isn't as quick to anger as her mother, she sometimes exhibits similar behavior, especially in her confrontations with Pedro's sister, Nicole Jimeno. Chantel and Pedro's alterations also often got out of hand, and it wasn't surprising to see them file mutual restraining orders against one another during their divorce. Chantel Everett overpowered Pedro. Karen dominates her own marriage. Karen has been married to her husband and Chantel's father, Thomas, since 1991. As evidenced by their interaction on The Family Chantel, Karen seems to be the most outspoken and vocal in the marriage, while Thomas often takes a backseat and plays a supporting role to Karen. While this power dynamic has worked out pretty well for them, it has backfired for their daughter Chantel, who tried to replicate a similar attitude to Pedro in her marriage. Chantel's power play over Pedro, which included showing up at his work dinner without informing him or traveling to meet his family behind his back, all backfired horribly for Chantel. For a long time, Chantel flexed her power as the sole provider to try to dominate Pedro, and it wasn't surprising to see him change on The Family Chantel once he got out from under her thumb.